Hey, shalom, shalom. All right. Before I get started with this lesson today, I just want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and peace and salutations unto the elect. All right. Now, in this lesson today, I'm gonna start off, all right, in the book of James, all right, starting at the first chapter. All right, just going into, all right, how us believers, all right, speaking to myself first and foremost, we should be, all right, doers of the word, not hearers only. All right, and I hope this lesson, all right, exhorts and edify, all right, the body out there, all right, especially, all right, the new believers, all right, to basically, all right, show your faith, all right, through your works. All right, be a doer of the word, not a hearer only. Okay, so with that being said, let's get straight into it. All right, so I'm gonna start here in the book of James 1. I'm gonna start at verse 22. It reads, "But be ye doers of the word, and not hearers only, deceiving your own selves." Right, when we come into this truth, all right, we of course, we hear the word of Yahweh by Shema Shai, that we're Israelites, and that the names of the Heavenly Father is Yahweh and His only begotten Son named Yahweh Shai. All right, all these good things that we hear from this word. All right, but those words that's being preached unto us isn't just for us to, hear the word only. All right, but we have to act on that word that's being preached unto us. All right, we have to put, all right, the faith, all right, that we had in the word, all right, into action. We have to act it out in our deeds. All right, keep reading. It says, verse 23, "For if any be a hearer of the word and not a doer, he is like unto a man beholding his natural face in a glass. For he beholdeth himself and goeth his way, and straightway forgetteth what manner of man he was." Right, you go into a mirror, you look at yourself, and then when you leave that mirror, you forget how you look like. You see the same thing with this truth. You're reading the scriptures, you're getting the word preached unto you, and you know the right way. But yet, when you go out into this world, all right, to apply this word, you don't apply it. So you basically forget everything that you've been taught, and that you've been studying on and reading on. You see, these scriptures are put in place for us to act them out into our everyday lives. That's how the true, how should I say it? That's how we truly worship Yahweh by Shema Shai. By putting His word into use. You know, not just to sit out there and proclaim His word and say this and say that. No, we have to practice what we preach. As the scriptures say, be a doer of the word, not a hearer only. All right. So let's go into James. All right, because James, the second chapter, goes into this also, and it goes into basically having faith but with no works. All right, to back up that faith. All right, so this is James 2 and verse 14. I'm going to read it in the NLT, and it's going to be on the right side of the screen. All right, James 2 and 14. "What good is it, dear brothers and sisters, if you say you have faith, but don't show it by your actions?" You see? Can that kind of faith save anyone? Suppose you see a brother or sister who has no food or clothing, and you say goodbye and have a good day, stay warm and eat well, but then you don't give that person any food or clothing. What good does that do? Right? You see your brother, without, and you have the power within your hand to give him, what he needs, but you just say, "Oh, I'm gonna pray for you, brother. Have a nice day." Well, that really doesn't do any good. You see, you got to put in forth action. All right. Verse 17, it says, "So you see, faith by itself isn't enough unless it produces good deeds. It is dead and useless." You see, so you can't say you believe, you believe in Yahweh, you believe in Yahweh Shai, but yet you don't have good deeds, to back up that faith that you so claim that you have. You see? All right, anybody can say that they believe in Yahweh Shai, they believe in Yahweh Shai, but are you acting out that faith in Yahweh Shai on the earth? Or is your faith in Yahweh Shai producing good deeds? Are you doing the works? Because Yahweh Shai said to Peter, "Look, if you love me, feed my lambs." All right, if you love me, feed my sheep. What does that mean? That means what? All right, teach. Go out and teach. All right, the house of Israel. You see, when you're feeding the sheep, you're feeding the house of Israel with this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. You have to go out and teach this word. All right, and that goes along with studying. Studying is also a how should I say it? A good deed. Studying shows your faith. It's works. You see, because it shows that you're actively trying to, you know, how should I say it? Learn these scriptures so that you can teach it. All right, as the scriptures say, study to show thyself approved unto the Most High. All right, you got to study. All right, studying shows your faith, and that goes into what? Your works. All right, as it says, faith without works is dead. But you keep reading, it says, verse 18. Now someone may argue, someone may argue, some people have faith, others have good deeds. But I say, how can you show me your faith if you don't have good deeds? Right. You see how, when I keep reading, it says, I will show you my faith by my deeds. You see? And how does a man know if another man has good faith? All right, through how that man conducts himself, through his deeds. The brother is very charitable. He's always pushing the word. He's always doing the works. He's always praying. He's always, tending to the body of Yahweh Shai. This shows, if a man is doing this, it shows his faith. Now, if a man, says he has faith, but he's not doing any of these things, he doesn't have any deeds to back it up, how do you know he even has faith? You see, because truly, as it's saying here, all right, you have to have faith in works, all right, to make your faith complete. All right, as it's going to say, it says, and say you have faith, but you believe that there is one God. Good for you. Even the demons believe this, and they tremble in terror. How foolish. Can't you see that faith without good deeds is useless, right? All right. You can say you have faith, but if you don't have the good deeds, all right, if you don't have works, all right, to back up your faith is useless, man. All right. All right. And hopefully this lesson is, to you, new brothers out there, all right, to, exhort y'all and edify y'all to, and, motivate y'all to, all right, be a doer of the word. All right. Put in work, you see, to show your faith. All right. Verse 21. Don't you remember that our ancestor Abraham was shown to be right with the Most High by his actions when he offered his son Isaac on the altar? Right. It's through Abraham offering up Isaac on the altar. All right. It showed Abraham's faith towards the Most High. You see, and the Most High saw this and he counted Abraham as righteous. All right. As just. You see, through Abraham's faith. And Abraham showed his faith through his works. What he did, his deeds. You see, it says, you see his faith and his actions work together. His actions made his faith complete. You see, any Israelite can say that any Israelite can say that they believe in Yahweh Shai, Kwam Yashala. But yet, what does your deeds look like? You see, are you still eating pork? Are you still getting edge up? You still trying to be of this world? Well, that proves that you have no faith. You see, so you can't say that you really believe in Yahweh Shai if you don't have the good deeds, the good works to back it up. You see, it says his actions made his faith. Well, are you doing the works? That's another one. Are you doing the works? Are you out there teaching? Or if not teaching, are you studying, working towards becoming a teacher? You see, it says his work actions made his faith complete. It says so. And so it happened just as the scriptures say. Abraham believed the Most High, and the Most High counted him as righteous because of his faith. He was even called the friend of the Most High. So you see, we are shown to be right with the Most High by what we do, not by faith alone. Again, be ye hearers of the word. Slakia. No, be ye doers of the word, not hearers only. Okay. So, I'll keep reading. It's just two more verses. Rahab, the prostitute, is another example. All right, she was shown to be right with the Most High by her actions when she hid those messengers and sent them safely away by a different road. All right, verse 26, just as the body is dead without breath, so also faith is dead without good works, right? So without the spirit, the body is dead, and without faith, all right, without works, faith is dead. All right, plain and simple. All right, it's lucky, for the background noise. The wind is blowing pretty hard, and there's a tree right next to my window, so the tree is kind of smacking up against the window, as the wind's blowing. But that's besides the point. Let's get on Matthew 7 because Yahushua also speaks of this. Yahushua, whom this world ignorantly calls Jesus, his true name is Yahushua. All right, and that's according to the ancient Paleo Hebrew. All right, this is Matthew 7 and verse 24. It reads, therefore, whosoever heareth these sayings and mine. Matter of fact, before we get to this, let's get 2 Peter 1 and 10. 2 Peter 1 and verse 10. It reads, wherefore the rather, brethren, give diligence to make your calling and election sure. For if ye do these things, ye shall never fall. And you see, verse 10, let's read it in NLT. It says, so dear brothers and sisters, work hard to prove that you really are among those the Most High has called to be chosen. You see, so you got to put in works. As the scriptures say, faith without works is dead. All right. And giving diligence is an action word. All right. You have to put in the work. All right. And it's through giving diligence and putting in the work, showing your faith. All right. It's making your calling and election sure. All right. Aren't we all trying to be of that elect? That's why we call ourselves the hopeful elect. We hope to be saved from the destruction that is to come. You see, but in order for you to be saved from the destruction that is to come, you got to put in the work. You got to show the Most High that you really want salvation. All right. You got to put in the work. You got to, speaking to you men out there, you Israelite men out there that believe, you got to put in the work. You got to study. All right. You got to be charitable unto brothers. All right. You got to be brotherly. All right, as I said study before, study to show thyself approved, right? All right, you got to, what else? Do the works. All right, go out and preach on the highways and hedges, do your videos. All right, there's a lot of things that's going into, works, but it says, give diligence to make your calling and election sure, for if you do these things, you shall never fall, right? Don't be a keyboard Israelite. You always on the comment board saying shalom, but if you look at your YouTube page, you got no works up. Here you've been learning and studying for, 3, 4, 5 years, but yeah, you have no videos up on your YouTube page, no works up. The Most High don't take pleasure in that, and I'm, the Most High speaking to me today during this lesson to exhort and edify you brothers to do it. And you brothers that don't have any YouTube videos on your page and you've been studying and the doctrine, the true doctrine, hey, go put them videos up, put some works up, man, to show your faith. You see? Yahushua said, look, if you love me, feed my sheep. That's one of the commandments that Yahushua commanded us, man, to go feed the sheep. All right, so this is Matthew 7 and verse 24. Matthew 7 and 24, it says, therefore, whosoever heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them I will liken him unto a wise man which built his house upon a rock, and that rock being Yahushua. You see, so you got to do these words. All right, you are likened unto a wise man. All right, if you hear these words, have faith in the words, and then you act out that faith, all right, through your deeds, through your works. All right. Verse 25, and the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew and beat upon that house, and it fell not, for it was founded upon a rock. Right. So when the time of troubles come, and that's what the rain and the floods and the winds represent. All right, trials and tribulations and sufferings. All right, when that all comes upon you, guess what? You're not gonna fall. All right, because you've been doing this word. You were a doer of the word. All right, not a hearer only. All right, you showed your faith through your works. You see, verse 26, and everyone that heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them not shall be likened unto a foolish man. Right, so you a fool if you're not doing these works. Doing these words. All right, do it, following the laws, statutes, commandments to the best of your ability. All right. It says, which built his house upon the sand. All right, and the rains descended and the floods came, and the winds blew and beat upon that house, and it fell, and great was the fall of it. You see, so if you're not doing these, if you're not being a doer of the word, all right, guess what? When trials and tribulations come, all right, Jacob's trouble come, you're going to fall because you weren't putting in the work. All right, you weren't doing what the Lord told you, commanded of you. All right, you weren't showing your faith through your works. All right, plain and simple. But that was pretty much it. That was the end of the lesson. Hopefully, this lesson was, edifying and exhortive, all right, to you brothers and sisters out there. All right. And hopefully this lesson was edifying. With that, just want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rachakudash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and peace and salutations unto the elect. Shalom.